Day 24. What opportunities will present themselves today? I get to play around with the... 70. I get to play around with the whole science stuff now, at least. Does that work now? I'm not even entirely clear. Open the event of inheritance. I'm still not clear. I have them plugged in now, but I don't know if I can actually reach the computers before I get in. Or if maybe they just mean that I have to go to any of the computers to then access the computers collectively. Is that what this thing actually means? Also don't know how to get this from somewhere. Don't know where that's hiding. Baba is the other one. Oh, this admin key can't do these things. It has the user database and that's it. Oh, because this is the... Right, this is Babbage's. Yeah. Whoops. Oops. More K. Did I write down wrong? Wonder what I did wrong there. Oh, it's probably more... It's probably Randolph Moore, right? So it's probably more R, not more K. Oops. Even when my notes are just wrong. Okay, trophy data stuff. Network settings. Yeah, I guess that's just how this works. Okay, I guess I never have to come in here again, which is good for not wasting 3 steps at the beginning, but bad in that I can't start a science experiment until I find any room with a computer. So I don't have to go to the lab anymore, but I have to find a computer room. It's weird that it definitely makes it sound like you're going to be able to access the computer early. At least the unlock definitely gave me that impression. But I guess I've just been doing it wrong. Which is like, I mean, add it to the list. Add it to the list! Add it to the list of all of the actions I've taken. Things I've done wrong and the list of things I've done in general. It's a Venn diagram. Schoolhouse, fruit cellar, tomb. Dig spots are fun but not amazing. The tomb is interesting as an alternate way of reaching the lever, but only if I actually think I'll reach the lever at all. And now we have multiple entrances into that place otherwise. In fact, I guess now that I have that one door broken open, let's see, you can only access the tomb from the tomb card because you have to have access to that one death statue. So I can't go there from the door that I broke open. But since I do have the door broken open, I can now just walk in and flip the lever whenever I want to. As long as I go out the front door. So I don't need the foundation anymore. You need a security key in order to gain access to... You need the security key in order to use the elevator, but you could just go in the broken open door to get into the basement, flip the lever, then come back out, then re-enter via the front door without using the foundation elevator. So the foundation elevator is just a way of doing it from inside the whole thing. So it's a way of getting down there easily, but I can't get up the elevator without the security key. Which is mostly only useful anyway as being like an emergency entrance, like... Because we want to draft in the earlier floors in order to try to generate resources or get rid of certain rooms. And the foundation is always higher than that. I wish it was even higher than that, honestly. If it was way higher, then it would be an emergency fix where I screw up and I if I screwed up and lost all my potential doorways, I could then go outside and then take the elevator up to the foundation and then just start over from there, which would be handy in some ways, but a nightmare house to try to finish a build on because you wouldn't be able to get back to the other half of the house without going back around again. And I'm kind of mixed on these. The tomb has limited usefulness besides being a source of a bunch of secrets. The root cellar depends on me getting a shovel I might not get. In the classrooms, the appeal is me just trying to complete a classroom run and reaching 8 classrooms. But if I don't want to go for that, then it's just filling the room up with classrooms, which means it's hard to draw other things. So I guess the root cellar is currently my best option because it can make my run easier by giving me resources. If it happens to give me a shovel. Also, I can come out here and dig here with a shovel, which I don't think I've actually ever done when I get a shovel. Oh, and I have a keycard that's run. But I should definitely, if I get a shovel, come out here and dig these spots up because collectively they might give me something good, but also they might have specifically put a unique dig spot in that room since it's the unique dig spot room. So it might even have something special in it. Alright, right back to just trying to see what this particular run's gonna throw at me. They're both fine. Do the den for the early gem, I guess. They're both the same shape. No lockbox for me to feel bad about yet. It's bedroom closet. You'd hope that would have like an increased draw rate whenever you happen to have a bedroom or something to justify itself better. Chapel, another bedroom. The den would connect well to the foundation. This is nice, solid start with lots of gems and connections. Not a terrible place to put the commissary. It connects to the foundation. Decent chance that it'll be connected to a lot of my future gameplay. And if I'm lucky, shovel. Shovel. Yes. And gems. A set of gems, why not? Let's collect too many gems. That's a fun start to the run. I have the shovel. Nothing here. Watch the shovel be terrible. But I got the shovel just in time for when I get to the foundation, which is where a lot of shovel spots appear. And when I backtrack, I can then also go back to the entrance. It's a rock. I can also use this elevator to get back to the entrance, maybe in fewer steps. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many door transitions there are between here and there. Probably not great. I feel like you might be a door transition when you go through the door downstairs into the broken basement, then another one to get outside, then another one to get back into the courtyard, then another one to go back in here. So 1 down there, 2 outside, so 4. It might be 4 steps to get the entrance hall from here and 5 to go around, but that's unclear. Also, I might just wrap back around this way, so who knows. When I saw just that this one spot here when I came in, I thought that the increased dig spots that I claimed we'd have from getting the foundation was going to immediately be obliterated. I would like to get the workshop. It's not bad. It gives me 1 item by default, I think. A dig spot. These are terrible so far. Jesus. The sledgehammer, as I was hoping. Great news. Okay. Although getting the sledgehammer here might be bad. I guess if I find E. I don't know what the... Has that letter changed? E. Has this been a different letter before? I feel like it wasn't E. Okay, so I want to get the super hammer now that I have this room, but I don't know how likely that is. Also, what was it made of? It was the broken lever and the battery, right? Broken lever is common, battery is rare, so my best chance is probably if I happen to draw the attic. Not a terrible place for a chapel, given that I only have 1 coin anyway. Look, a coin to immediately lose when I walk back into this room. Okay, so this has been a terrible time with this damn shovel so far, damn. I'm not feeling great at the moment. The hallway will give me a shortcut if I want it. Just makes the house nice and connected. I might as well take this moment to go outside and shovel up that place, since I'm out here now. Look at me go! So that looped around nicely to my stated intention of seeing what shoveling I might do around here. Hope it's good. Potato. I guess the potatoes aren't cooked, because otherwise I'm like, why won't we eat the potatoes if we want food? A nail. Alright, 2 turnips. I guess it paid for the trip here, and a little more. But nothing special, which is a bit of a bummer. Yeah, Mary Epson. We know Herbert Sinclair is our dude. Baron Thomas Sinclair. So that's what it refers to when the book refers to a baron, I'm sure. Baron and Baroness versus lords. I don't know titles. I don't know titles for shit. That was a relatively smooth start to the house. I got my shovel immediately. And the gems. I think I just said and gems. Let's go through here and build in what would be nice, a nice dead end. Probably. Might as well go for the storeroom because it's similar to a closet. Except for the fact that it has... Ooh, that's a lot of dig spots. The only downside is it's guaranteed basically not to give us any special items, but it is guaranteed to give us a spread of items. And half the time that we... Did I grab all 3 of the items that are always here? I think so. Half the time we spawn in the closet, it just gives us this handful of items anyway. I might as well continue on to the left now. And go around the chapel a bit, but I might have to come to the chapel eventually. We're up to 10 gems, which is a fantastic start for later. I'm gonna put the spare green room here because the reading nook and library, I think, tend to cause a U-turn. And I want to be able to reach the corner and not get turned back. The watering can! Guess I'll walk back out and back in. Alright, well we have a strong reason to get the kitchen now. That's a comical number of gems now. Jeez. Okay. Good to know, I guess. I don't want the kitchen to be all the way down here, because once I'm running out of steps, I don't want to run all the way back to the beginning of the entire level. But if I have a victory lap to do, then yeah, let's make it so I can run all the way back down here and end my run here to get a security key next level. By the time I get to later areas, I'll be more tempted not to place this room as I have before. 36 divided by 16. No. Minus 16 is 20. Oh. What does that mean? What does that mean? Fuck. Okay, so this is different. The square in the middle is a different color than the greenish bluish color. I don't know if they mean that I just square what's being subtracted, but that'd be 11 minus 64, which is just, even if you use absolute values, is not within the range of the numbers we have here. It stops at 20. So then I was like, okay, maybe it's the square root when it's the next version. Like it's a negative version of the squared. But the square root of 11 and 8 aren't integers. I don't know what the square root of 11 is. Square root of 11. 3.3166247903. Yeah. That's not really a thing I can click on. This is an integer-based puzzle. Third root of 11? No. Is third root the right idea, though? Maybe. The third root of 8 is 2. Let's try 11 minus 2 and see if that makes any sense. 9. Jesus, okay. So it's the third root of the... What's the third root of 10? Wait. Because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. What is the third root of 10? I might just have to Google these. Am I insane? 2.14. Okay, maybe I don't know why my last answer worked. Because it was... It was a green 11 and a yellow 8 and a yellow square, right? So then I was like, okay, maybe it means subtract the third root of 8, but that was kind of a desperate Hail Mary. It somehow amounted into being 11 minus 2 equals 9 was the answer, somehow. So this is 13 minus... What, though? I can't do the square root or third root of 13 or 10. Why did that work? If it's off the table now. I don't know. Okay, so what if it was 11 minus 8 equals 3, 3 squared equals 9. Is that... Yeah, it could be that level of coincidence. That would make a kind of sense. It means I'm probably doing it wrong. But I've been doing it wrong, but it hasn't mattered yet. I guess, like... Let's just see how this one plays out, I guess. Like, let's see. If we move it so that I'm just squaring it when I'm done. 11 minus... 13 minus 10 is 3. 3 squared is 9 again. Okay. Ooh, secret garden. Now I really want to get that hammer. Okay, so that makes sense, I guess. So it hasn't gotten more complicated. It just... I just have to move things around a little bit. So when it's a green square, I just add up all the green numbers, then square it. and it's a yellow square, I add up all the green numbers, then subtract the yellow numbers, then square that. So you do not square the yellow numbers. I thought that was how it worked. I mean, I was conceptualizing it, me squaring the green numbers, but now that there's the possibility of putting it in different positions, now we need to process it as being a thing where you square at a specific part of the order of operations. So as the linear sequence of things plays out, you add up everything, then you square. Then you subtract everything, then you square. Then you multiply everything, then you square. Then you divide everything by, and then you square, depending on what color the square is. That's not hard. We'll be fine. Just very confusing to interpret in the moment. Dead ends. Maybe go for the reading nook. If it goes all U-turn, then it's a relatively decent way of filling the rooms in. It won't attach to the other room I had over there. I misinterpreted what direction the U-turn goes in, damn it. I guess it's a decent way of getting rid of the dark room. We don't get the benefit of the library right now. But I can get rid of the dark room right here, so it doesn't really do much to me. Now we're back over here. We are down to only 2 doors now, but not my favorite. Kitchen's not bad. It bends away from where the workshop's going, giving us some more consistent access of everything, and we're a bit higher up, so it's maybe going to be reasonably accessible wherever we go next. But also, I have the watering can. It's kind of nice to just be able to refill it again. Granted, we have so many sources of gems this particular run that we maybe don't really need gems ever. The drawing room. There we go. That's 2 different paths. Makes it more reasonable to go south while also having access to going to the right. The gymnasium. Library. No! Gymnasium technically works, but I don't know, it breaks my rule of trying to avoid wasting doors, so I don't love it. But getting rid of a bunch of red rooms immediately is also pretty nice. But what if I draw something way cooler? If I don't like all the options, I should go for the redraw just to see if I get luckier. Dining room? Oh, bedroom in the wrong drawer. Oh my god, okay. I guess we're putting the dining room here, damn. Everything else is dead ends. At least I'll get the lunch pail. That's nice. What am I gonna draw on this side? Okay. The corridor works, but it leads to such a long, unbroken chain of going straight. I'd like to go less straight than that, but these are dead ends. Okay, that is less straight, but I was definitely hoping for some more branching path than just an observatory. Okay. Sure. Is this supposed to be a clue for anything? This room's just so fucking weird. The horses. Yeah, I already know that there's a pawn in this room. What is that? I thought there was like 2 dice stacked on top of each other or something. It's just him. Oh, hang on. The fuck? hang on. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, that's where we're on the safe. Does the other one open too? I'm a little surprised. Once I saw the camera pan, I definitely thought that the wall was going to open. It's this little guy. What the f... How am I getting a date out of this room? Okay, so all the passwords are dates according to my thing. Something, count small gates, 8 dates crack, 8 safes. Count small gates, 8 dates crack, 8 safes. So there's 8 safes for the 8 letters, and each of those has a date. That part's straightforward and consistent. That's a weird detail. Okay, it's not just a bunch of figures walking, like almost like a study. They all have their leg span measured. Their step. Just a little old man walking real slowly. A lady tiptoeing. This child booking it. Some dude with a cane. A horse, obviously. Is it even an accurate measurement of that horse's gait? I don't know if you can just gait. The horse's gait. Count small gates. 8 dates count. 8 dates crack. 8 safes. Small gates. That's not how you pronounce. That's not how you spell that. It's gate. It's spelled gate. Unless I'm wrong with my password, which admittedly I literally have letters missing from it still. I only have the G. I only have the G T E S. I don't have the A yet, and the second letter's blank still on mine. It probably is gates. I don't know what else would mean G underspace T E S. That's the word gates, right? Do I count small gates? Like, is it a pun? But then that seems stupid, because that would make the password just about this room. The first part. I don't know what the first row even says, but rows 3 through 4 say count small gates, as far as I can tell. Because I don't know what other word would be blank O-U-N-T. I don't have the first letter yet. I should check what the puzzle there is again to see how I get the letter C. Yeah, count small gates, 8 dates, crack, 8 safes. I still don't know what the first word is either, and if that contradicts or changes the interpretation. But, I haven't counted gates for anything yet, correctly spelled or otherwise. But I guess count small gates. I could count the ones that have small leg span, since they have a fucking... They got little arrows pointing out how big their walk be. Okay. Small gates. Horse is big. Man with cane is big. Child is big. But lady is small and guy with umbrella is small? So are those the small gates? What would that give me? Let's see. Let's count this little guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't know if I did that right. Let's check just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. 15, and then the lady. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all of them, right? So 4 and 15. If it's supposed to be a date, then it would have to be April 15th, because that's the order in which you'd have to format it. Okay. shit. That actually worked. Let's add that to my notes. Oh yeah, I need to know what number it is first before I can add it correctly. 6. What's this room again? Okay, so I'm gonna write down 0415 because I'm not gonna remember the password for this one probably, and I'll double check the name of the room after I finish reading this. Oh, there's a good chance to double check whether or not they'd always come with blueprints. Okay, not this time. Okay, so maybe it was just that one time, and I'm just paranoid now. The drawing room, that's what it's called. I'm constantly mixed up on, like, is it the drawing room, the drafting room, the blah 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 blah, the hibbity-jeebs, the chabba-jaboos? Dearest Mary, I know the events of the past year have catapulted you into a world you may not have been ready for. It's cruel, the way time rips through our lives, leaving them barren and fruitless, like wind-scarred plains. Throughout this all, I know your principal concern has always been Simon. You didn't need to confide in me yesterday for me to realize that fact. Everyone who knows you understands this. I will take full responsibility to ensure that regardless of how your current project pans out, Simon is shielded from any fallout and, God forbid, repercussions. A child should never suffer the iniquity of their parents. I, of course, write you all this in the hope that I can set your mind at peace when imagining the worst-case scenarios. Not because I think such an outcome is likely. No, Mary, I have few apprehensions and fewer fears. Assuming everything goes according to plan, you should be reunited with Simon again before his 10th birthday. And while 2 years might seem like an eternity to a mother, I've always heard the days pass by quickly in the East. No, that's not. It's not. There's no time zones that have shorter days, except literal daylight in some parts of the world further from the equator, but that's still not days by as we define them. As for me and you, I have already come to terms that our meeting yesterday was very likely to our last. I am too old and too stubborn to ever leave this place. I am too attached to the home our family has built up. Room by room. Yes, I have a strong premonition I will be buried in red soil, under red flags, a compromise I know you yourself would never accept. It's been a joy watching you grow up and getting to know you. Your mother and I spoke of little else during your school days. I know she'd feel the same bittersweet pride I feel now. To see you following your father's footsteps and making the same sacrifices he did. Farewell, my marigold. We may yet meet again. Your Uncle Herbert. Ah, the farewell letter. Did it ever reach her, I wonder? Yeah. So he intentionally is taking care of me after my mother disappeared because of the upsetting country that we live in. Yay. I guess I'll loop back around this way then. God, now I'm just... Okay, so I have 5. I have a lot of letters. We're running out of ones to get left. But I'm like, what? Now I'm paranoid maybe about that miniature safe that was in that one diorama. Where was that? That was in the room where I rarely get a new room, right? Because I'm like, otherwise I'm like, where are safes? This, and now I'm really paranoid because this one was hidden inside the wall. There's zero indication this room has a safe. Like, I just finally got curious enough about a painting that I've walked by 100 times. Reigniting that paranoia I had in the first room where I was writing down every single detail in the area and not knowing what may or may not come up. And finally enough stuff that we had a whole arc there where I got used to the idea that the paintings in that room didn't mean anything because I didn't have to solve a puzzle in that room. But then we learned that the paintings did mean something eventually, because they give you this like macro puzzle where there's a phrase across the whole map. But now I'm like, what levels in this game, which rooms have safes I don't even know exist? And I guess they foreshadowed the idea that there's secret safes in the office by giving you a really easy to find one, because the office has a safe, but it's like it's No one's not finding that. They left the drawer open, and you're just like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's a switch. Oh, it's a secret safe. Crazy. So I barely even registered the idea that that one was secret. But now I'm like, which rooms have safes hiding in them? And how do you interpret which ones have safes in them? And how do you figure out how to open them? It's a bit scary to think about how you would even unlock the secret safes when you don't know they exist in the first place. Sleeping mask. Nice. Once I build this room and then backtrack to this room, I'll have 5 more steps. The bedroom closet! The perfect place to draw it. And it's also a good place for a dead end because I have the observatory up there. So I'm happy to just turn back around. The sneakers! Alright, I have 4 items because I got... Yeah, sneakers, compass, gem, key. Alright. The bad news is I didn't draw any of the items I wanted. I want the secret lever, and I want the battery so I can make the super hammer because I want to place the secret garden somewhere and break its wall down. But the good news is I did get a bunch. I got more items, and getting more items does mean that fewer items are there to draw because there similarly appears to be like a deck of items that are in play at any given time. So when you generate more items in general, it has to pull from the remaining unique items, as far as I can tell. 5 more diamonds. Jesus, it's just like an embarrassment of riches or a massive drought, nothing in between. The way that I always struggle with the gems, except for in the runs where I have infinite gems. Okay. Damn. I want them to not cost gems, that'd be nice, but I don't want a dead end here, because then I only have 1 door. Similar with the garage. A bad dead end spot. Pool wastes one of the doors, but the pump room has things I'm trying to do with it in the long term, so it'd be kind of nice. Even if it's awkward to waste one of its side doors. Any secrets? Special keys. Secret. I don't remember if the secret garden has any other doorways or if it's a dead end. Okay, there's a door. Yeah, that door. I remember this from now. Watering can. Okay, so now the game is on. I need to generate this goddamn weapon. Yeah, just like with rooms, I believe that items are unique and functionally its own deck. Obviously, things that draw items can always just give you gems and keys and stuff. And in fact, I'm sure that's the backup plan whenever if you ever run out of items to draw altogether. Silver key. But until you do that, an ordinary key. But until you do that, I believe you have a good chance of drawing unique rooms. Here's one of the levers. So we have a chance of getting in there now. So opening the back door is not very hard. I just go in the basement. I just need to actually reach up there in the first place with the room layout. So this is what I want to break with the hammer. This suspicious chunk of wall. I see you. I need to upgrade it to a super hammer, which requires 3 items. So right now I'm hoping to draw the attic at some point. Because if I draw the attic, that's a ton of items. And so that I pretty much has to give me the remaining ones I don't have. Because I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unique items. The silver key, I believe. You can keep. I don't know if the silver key is unique. Can you only have 1 silver key a run? I don't know. The showroom. Ooh. Okay. Need to generate some money, but maybe I'll get the chance to buy some crazy stuff in here. The moon pendant. If you call it a day while wearing the moon pendant, you will start tomorrow with 2 of the items in your inventory. Damn. The master key opens all normal doors. It's got that emblem on it again. Oh, they're berries, I guess. Or at least it's stylized here as that. But that's the 3 symbols. Emerald bracelet. You do not have to pay the gem costs of floor plans? Fuck. While drafting, you may rotate the first 3 floor plans you draw. Oh, an item that makes it so you can always rotate what you draw? That would be crazy. I guess it's the first time I've ever drawn the showroom, or placed the showroom. Oh. It has extremely valuable items, but they require you to have a ton of money. Up to 80. Jeez. But okay. So if you get the vault, then the showroom, you get to unlock a crazy power. That is the good shit. Okay. This is a good spot to do a silver key, because it's all the doorways are open. It's a good place for a 4-way door. Okay. Boiler room's tempting, but I want I want to open anything that's new that I haven't opened before. So this building has locked doors, but I already have the security key that's run, so it's the perfect time to draw this one. Oh, the lockpick set, another unique item that's out of the pool. Dearest children, the pieces are in place and all rigid cogs have been greased. However, if our ambitious plans are to succeed, we must strike this Tuesday. The routine changing of the guard personnel on the 1st of each month means the opportunity we have created for ourselves will likely never be so opportune. If we wait even one additional week, the window will be closed. On Tuesday, there will be 3 royal guards stationed in Learson Hall, 2 of which will be wearing black gloves in lieu of traditional white. We would be wise to sacrifice almost everything to avoid the white-gloved guard, striking only when he takes a recess. The 2 black-gloved guards have been instructed to bind, blind, and gag themselves to spare us the precious extra minutes it would take your group to execute that task on their behalf. However, that also means that once we reach the exhibit, we will truly be on our own. May the black shores guide us. May the black skies shield us. May our fathers be proud of us. In arms, your faithful soldier, Pharaoh. That's wild. They have guards involved that are ready to just hide their own. They're ready to completely subdue themselves. Not reach it? Damn. Okay. I could see the little crown in the picture, so I was curious about getting the crown, but it looks like you can't get past the rope. It looks like it's the Red Prince's crown, or maybe it might be gold but in red light. Just a crown. It's very possible that this was their staging ground where they like practiced the idea of whatever they had planned. They like rehearsed it. So overall, this is a red room that's kind of bad, but if you have the security key already, that's a guaranteed 2 doors you can. Whoa! Huh. Okay. I barely understood the rules there. The black pieces kept looping on their row. Clicking the red piece made all the red pieces turn red. And maybe a square that has 2 adjacent red pieces can be conquered, and if it doesn't have 2, it can't. That's the best I have to go, but that was finicky and weird, and also came together. 2 allowance. All right, it's like the puzzle that gave me 2 allowance last time. I'll take it. I have ways of increasing my allowance, so I'm a little less excited about it than before, but going up to 21 starting income is pretty good for my levels, obviously. Would have preferred 2 gems. I would like to find ways to increase my gems. I'm like begging the game at this point to let me get more gems. Like, is there a way to upgrade the mine? Please? Can I upgrade the mine? But yeah, this is potentially a really cool room if I can maintain my streak of having the security card already available. Otherwise, it can screw me over. Ah, the drafting studio. That's like my highest priority item in the room in the entire game. Also the one, I think this is where I found the tiny safe. Yes. A very detailed paper model safe. That's what I've been thinking about. But yeah, I saw this and I was like, oh my god, that's the safe from there. That's the safe that was in that room. That's why I went back and tried that room. Is it only here to tell me that that safe's there? Or is there also one in this room? November 7th. 11:07. Can I click on it? Hang on. No? I'm paranoid now. Black Pawn. Partitioning plan from November 30th. Is that what day I'm on now? It keeps changing. This is still volume 1. It doesn't update over time. Sag and stage. Let's see what I can add to my deck. The vestibule, the clock tower, and the solarium. Vestibules, whenever you enter vestibule, 3 of the doors in this room unlock and the 4th one becomes locked. Just a wacky hallway. Clock tower. Tomorrow you will start with 1 key for each clock room you draft today. Huh. I mean, starting with keys is great, so yes, please. I don't remember what clock rooms are, how many exist. I think the break room counts. Solarium. You are more likely to draw unusual and rare rooms while drafting. More likely. Did I say unlikely? You are more likely. It's a dead-end green room. Okay. It's a dead-end green room, but it makes you get rarer rooms in general. That just seems like it's kind of vital for me to accomplish half the things I'd like to do in this game. It's just to have a thing that lets me draw rarer things. The clock tower is really tempting just because I want to have a more consistent series of... Okay, I cannot exit out of this menu. I can't review what counts as a clock room. I mean, the solarium just seems like it's vital for my long-term goals, so I should probably get this one first. A quaint floral sitting room surrounded entirely by tinted glass panes. This room is ideal for tea in the afternoons or getting some sun without the hassle of going outside. How much can it be completely surrounded by glass, though? Is it gonna... I guess it must be something you draft on the outside of your house, so maybe it extends outward by a square. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be surrounded by light very well because the house would be in 2 or 3 of the directions. I'll go for that one this time. It's like the further we get, the more we're desperately trying to draw the rarer rooms. And so if I can make that happen more, that seems like an obvious thing to go for. How many? Let's see. So there's one. The break room. I don't see it on any of the other ones. Okay, so not the most common effect then. It says that if you call it a day in the break room, this will happen tomorrow. So it might be everything that has an effect that affects tomorrow. So the break room and the mail room are what come to mind. And the clock tower would count as one inherently because it has the icon on it. So the clock tower gives you a key tomorrow, plus an extra one for the break room and mail room and any other similar rooms. But there's not, but yeah. Not a super common category. It would definitely help. Is it the dining room? W59 maybe is what it says. 7 meters. That's the same blueprint. I wonder if this room has any additional clues. Bunch of trees. 3 gates going in. This thing says November 7th is day 1. I'm just like, how do I use that information? Spin. I'm paranoid about safes, and I'm like, you. Can I press? I typed 0701 and hit enter because I was like, maybe that'll like just let me type a password directly into the safe. Well, got the one thing I wanted. We want to draft north and south aren't necessarily mandatory. It'd be nice to connect back to the workshop for convenience sake. But the workshop is a way of getting around down there too. Overall, we just want to get the most complete layout we can go for. Eee! The vault! Fuck. I guess I'll go for the vault. That's a lot of money, so I can go back to the showroom. And then maybe draw a vault key. The boudoir would give me one doorway outward, but the closed exhibit and the secret garden are already 2 ways onto that floor. And nothing I do will give me the south direction, so I have to rely on the workshop. The vault's not bad. Coupon book. Is this always here? It's been twice now. Maybe. That's even more of the unique items removed from the pool. Hopefully that pans out. There is frequently an item on the floor around here. Okay. What is this? A safe for ants? Okay. Right. I don't have the magnifying glass right now. That might be the bit. That very well might be the bit, is that they want me to come here with the magnifying glass and then view the vault through the magnifying glass. Is it that silly? They might be. Okay, nothing here costed 40. The moon pendant's nice just to keep your pool going. Making gem costs irrelevant would be funny in the run where I have so many gems already. I don't know. Let's get the moon pendant. It's just strong. It's just nice to have around. It wasn't the magnifying glass one of the items in the commissary? I want to draw the workshop in the workshop anyway. Well, I don't have the items that would make it good. How's steps doing? 51. Maybe I'll keep going for now, then go back down a bit later. Because I'm worried about having to do another run back down there for the workshop if I get the items I want. So I'd like to make my super hammer at the same time as going down to get the magnifying glass to try out the other thing. Because I want to be able to continue past the secret garden. But I don't know what's going to happen there. Awkward? Okay. I do want to check out the mailroom to see what letters I might have generated, but I don't know if they're even going to be there or not. Utility closet doesn't mean much to me because I already have the key card, so it mostly would power the garage. The office means getting at least one of my gems back. Ta-da. This is the antechamber being broken notification. Did these guys ever relate to the idea of counting small gates? There was 8 counts. Is that related? I actually don't remember how many there are. Let's see. Was it 0308? I did that backwards, didn't I? No. I don't remember. Okay, fine. I'll count them again. 1, 2. No. Okay, office. Gray king. Underline. Uh-huh. There's a white queen in her ladyship. A black queen in the study. Okay. Fuck. So I've had a king for so long. God, it really blends in. It's like the same color as the shelf and everything, so it just doesn't really read as a chess piece at first glance. It looks like a weird lamp or something. It definitely looks different from the other chess pieces I'm used to identifying. Okay, any other queens I know of? The queens I have written down so far are in her ladyship's room and the study. Do I have a study this run? I don't have her ladyship's room, I don't think. What's the study like? Isn't the study the weird little dead-end room that gave me this whole, the painting puzzle in the first place? Damn, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, but it's also not hard to do, apparently. So the queen might be the hardest one to generate then, because the office isn't that rare. The office had the king this whole time? I mean, it makes a kind of sense. I was like expecting some kind of like kingly room. So like, what's like the room of like the leader or the owner of this place in some way? And it's like, I guess the king could be the office. I was thinking master bedroom. Especially since her lady's room has the queen. That especially makes sense to, for like the man of the house, like his bedroom would have it or something. Okay, so we know where king is. We're really close to doing the password, not the password, the chess puzzle downstairs then. Maybe not this run, but now I'm on the right page finally. I don't have the servants' quarters or the maids' quarters. So we're gonna have to distribute payroll throughout the building again. Probably shouldn't have done this, honestly. Oh well. Is this my first computer? Oops. I haven't made security this run because I already have it. I think it hasn't even been an option yet either. Maybe once. Remote terminal access. Laboratory. I always want to run a laboratory thing because it might give me the chance to do a permanent upgrade. So I'm a little bummed out I took this long to do it, but you know, it's how it always is when I have to juggle 17,000 short and long-term goals at once. This something's gonna get neglected every single time. Add 3 aquariums to today's draft pool. A letter will be delivered to the mail room. Add a small chest to the entrance hall immediately. When you draft a hallway from another hallway, for each bedroom you draft after your second. I do have the mallet for the entrance hall. I just want letters, though. Let's do the bedroom letters. Just because it doesn't fuck up my current layouts. It doesn't add weird cards to my deck that would interfere with my ability to draw cooler cards. And I don't necessarily want to make a run all the way back to the entrance hall for that. I also don't know how badly I need the resources. Maybe keys will run out. Oop. Hey, some of the money. Whereas I would like to just generate as much mail as possible with the hopes I actually get to see it at some point. Granted, I have not had a package at the front door for so long, so maybe I'm the fool. The solarium. Didn't even realize it was added this immediately to the deck, but that really fucks up my layout so bad. It reduces us just to the secret garden and hoping that it doesn't dead end. Man, I need a branching path, guys. Come on. Help me out a little bit. Alright, can I solve this? The white box is true. The other two boxes are false. The other two boxes are empty. Okay. So you guys can't both be true. You can't be true at all. The other two boxes are false. The white box is true. So you maybe could be true. You have to be lying. It can't be the white box is true, the other two are false. Because if this is true, which you're claiming, then you have to be false. Because it says you're false. It's a bit of a loop there. So it says the other two boxes are empty. If you're wrong, because this one says you're wrong, it's a little hard to think about the logic of how they're all interacting with each other like this. The white box is true, the other two boxes are false. This one can't be true because of the relationship with these. But you're saying they're both false. I was like, if they're both false, then the other ones are empty. Well, the other two boxes are empty would mean that this one has the gem in it. But this one's saying that the other two are false. If you're wrong and you're wrong, then it could be that the other two box, because it's impossible for this one to be true. But this one could be iffy. Maybe it's only one of the other two boxes is false. Maybe you're wrong, but you're not wrong. If you're not wrong, then that means that those two are empty, which means this one has the gem. To be false, false, true. I'm gonna give it a go. Oh my goodness. I've only fucked it up once. Still. Got it. Please give me a nice branching path. I need to open up this chunk of the castle. The courtyard's okay. Anything that only turns left or only turns other directions would cut me off from my ability to access the other two sides of the antechamber. I opened which side? The secret garden side, which is like, I think the left side. Yeah. So I had to go all the way over there to reach there. Really hoping to draw out some of the stuff I'm looking for, though. The secret passage let me go straight up, which is also good. And lets me generate types of rooms, but I don't know what type of rooms. What type of room is the attic? It's probably just blue, right? I think the attic's just a blue room. It's like the, where is it? The storeroom's there. The bedroom closet's over there. Yeah, I think it's just blue like those ones. So I can't try to brute force the secret passage with this. And I don't know if the boiler room has a color. Just kind of thinking about what the types of colors mean. I don't know if I'm chomping at the bit to get a specific thing drawn from the secret passage to justify going for it specifically. So I think I should go for the courtyard just because it gives me two branching paths, because getting all the way over here to the left of this room from the secret garden doesn't seem entirely likely. Another gem. I am like... Oh, did I remember to water the secret garden? The fact that this is full means I probably didn't. I'll be back there, though, later. How did I not water it, though? It comes on screen. No, I must have watered it. I'll check either way. It's just like, I doubt I missed the thing coming on screen. Alright, this commonly spawns in this room. This will help me find all the money I just spawned. Not all of it, because I'm not going to check every room again, I'm sure, but it makes me less... It makes me not have to search so thoroughly for it all, which is nice. Ooh, okay, we are way up here. Praying for this game to give me the kind of rooms I'm looking for. The dove coat. Makes a little noise when it gets drawn. Walk-in closet. I can rotate the dove coat, but then I won't be able to access the right side of the antechamber, which might not be the biggest deal, but it could be tragic. But I can't access the antechamber from any of these anyway besides the dove coat. So I'd have to choose not to go to any of the rooms on the right. Otherwise, let's rotate it. Oh, it only rotated that one because otherwise these ones wouldn't be accessible because they have to be attached to my room. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I get to see what this room looks like. That's a lot of bird droppings to shovel through hoping for loot. Oh, there's occasionally birds. I was wondering whether... Oh, yeah, you can see that one up there. Sticking around, just barely. I was wondering how visible they would be. What is that? Oh. September 1st, 1974. Dear Mother, if you are reading this, that means Junie made it home safely. I imagine he's going to be quite tired after such a long flight, so make sure he gets some treats and rest. School is going well, though I do miss you terribly. Unfortunately, even though the dean gave me permission to keep my birds here on campus, I'm afraid it's getting a bit too cold for them as the semester marches on, so I've made the decision to send them all home before the winter months arrive. All that to say, expect some more letters soon. Dotingly, Mary. Later on that month, Dearest Mother, this should be the 5th letter you received from me this month. Though I know statistically it is very unlikely that every single member of my flock has found their way home. And please, please don't tell me if they didn't survive. It's going to be hard enough now that I am truly on my own. In other news, my classes have been engaging and I am slowly making friends, so please ignore the dramatic despair of the previous letter. Things are indeed looking brighter, but I still maintain that 3 years is too long a time to be away from home. Mary. So they had a distraught letter, but that one never actually reached us, and the implication is that we're missing more and more of the letters because the flock doesn't make it home. Letters by pigeon are wild to me. Like, I'm like, how do any of them, I guess they're doves, I'm like, how do any of them make it home? They didn't make, like, maybe if they flew to their new destination in the first place, they'd know the way how to go back and forth, but you probably, like, trucked them there and then just released them. Like, yeah, find your way home. I'm like, that's insane. Birds are crazy to ever be able to do that. Herbert, thank you so much for your gift of the wedding doves, whom I, of course, recognized immediately. And yes, I got the hint, so here's your letter. I know it's long, long overdue. The Mayhew? What does that word say? The Mayhew life suits me, I think. Not that I didn't love Mount Holly, of course. But after years of being confined in a tiny dormitory, the small place Daniel and I have picked out in Reddington feels more like a stately manor. Once I've finished unpacking and setting everything up, I insist on you making an exception to your reclusive lifestyle to come share a meal and admire our somewhat less impressive, much more personal view of the town. Thanks again for the card, Mary. Mayhew. Let's see. Is that a word? All of the results say that is a name, but it's not uppercase here. Gift of God? I don't know what Mayhew means. Huh. Definitely doesn't look like a name. The weird way that the A's are written also threw me off, where I just didn't... I was like, am I just misreading this whole word? Just because I didn't initially recognize it as a word. Another one back here. We are returning east and should arrive on Tuesday. If the coast is not clear, lower the FD to warn us? SD? Lower the what? They received some of their secret messages here. Be dangerous if they get intercepted, although I don't know how many people are trying to intercept doves. Or even having the chance to recognize them. Yay, the lever. I found it in the hole. Alright, more steps. Ooh, more steps. I currently have half... Ooh, more keys. Half of my super hammer. If I get the hammer, I'd love to break the door open, but also, like... Let's see, I have the sledgehammer. It'd also just be good to be able to get the pump room powered, especially, because then I could go break open all of those lockboxes, too. Which it doesn't require this version either. Ooh. How did I not walk close enough to... Oh, I just picked up the metal detector. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah. How did I not set off the metal detector when I was walking around a second ago? That's surprising. So we want to go right. Ooh, I lockpicked. Bourgeois will have to do nicely. Don't care much about the nursery right now because my step count currently doesn't really matter. I'm doing fine. What are you beeping about? Oh. One little coin on the floor. Alright, this one's easy to remember. Waka waka. I can double check this one, I guess. No. It literally reverts back to the letter, which is a good sign that you're done, I guess. I guess it didn't double check the office one, but I'm much more secure in the idea that I didn't fuck up this whole time because they mostly don't seem to work that way. More green rooms. I don't know if I want green rooms. Oh, more items in green rooms. Conference room. I already distributed the gold everywhere. I don't know if another spread will happen to justify the conference room. Does the conference room have a safe? I'm trying to remember the note that it has. It says to put all of the notes in the safe. I'm trying to remember. Does it say a specific safe? Trying to remember. I think it just says the safe, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Because it could be an indicator that there's a safe in that room. But I've also scrutinized that room for puzzle clues and haven't come up with anything. There's just a note saying that the stuff goes in the safe. And then another note saying that the safe password is this, but it's lying. If there's anything there, I don't think I'm going to get it now. Let's go for the solarium because it's good for this run. It'll help me draw rarer rooms. It's also just a new room, so I want to visit it for lore. Just a fucking mountain of new lore this episode, apparently. Jesus Christ. It's another puzzle box for more allowance. Or maybe even good things. Okay. So we want them to be green this time. So when I click on a green piece, it seems to skip to the opposite side, but when I click on a yellow piece, sometimes it becomes green. Oh, maybe they specifically go down? That's what it is. Green pieces will only go down to the next yellow piece if I click on the yellow piece. They will only go in one direction, which is vertically down. But if I click on the green piece itself, it will go opposite across the middle axis. These are goofy little fiddly puzzles. 2 allowance tokens in 1 day is unhinged. Okay. There's so much stuff that's just like on the brink of me getting it constantly. And I've just been barely missing it, potentially. It's a black pawn in the solarium. Pawns are so common that I don't think I particularly need to keep track of them, but... Right, we're still hoping to draw a queen via the study or her ladyship. Could still be possible. Not the highest priority because they're common enough. I have 5 letters. Okay. Didn't I start this run of... Did I find 2 run... Wait, did I find 2 red letters this run? Trying to remember. No. I was thinking about the magnifying one. I'm trying to get a magnifying glass to see if it works on the small safe. I had to remind myself I haven't gotten that one yet. Whew. Was at risk of forgetting that one a bit. Damn. Because I got the one from the drawing room. Like, I was trying to keep like a mental count of how many we had. Can you run out of space in your inventory? Is that just, or is that just the maximum number of unique items in the game? Like, I wonder if you have to use the workshop to combine some of them just to get more space in your inventory at some point, or the game will like just not let you pick stuff up, which would suck. What does it say? Nagula? Mr. Nagula. Anne wanted me to remind you once again that it is expected of you to keep the grass in the cloister cut and the trees trimmed. I have a feeling you may have forgotten how to open the cloister walls again, so to save you some stern words, I decided to draw you a little diagram to help you out. Who knows, maybe this time it will work. Sympathetically, Bridget. Open the cloister wall? Cloister grounds access. While face-to-face with Angel, press the base of the 2 pillars on either side of you. Not the chance of Sonar page. Went too far back. Face to face with Angel. Press base of 2 pillars beside you. Okay. So the cloister has a secret door, apparently. Jesus Christ. Whew. What a thing to learn about. Okay, so the cloister had a secret door this whole fucking time. I guess that makes sense. A cloister, like a secret cloister, that's like a whole thing in itself. I guess they sidestepped the question of what the fuck the outside of this room looks like by just not letting you see out the windows at all. In a game that's entirely windows, you just can't see out this window. So I'm like, wouldn't I be surrounded by on multiple sides by rooms? Yeah, you can see over there. You can actually see through the ceiling. That part's transparent, and you can see like the top. It does look like they literally painted over the windows with blue. Because yeah, this is on 3 sides it would be surrounded by rooms. It would be if we had ever made this room down here. Okay, so now rarer things will be spawned. That's nice. We also have a lot of steps, which is good. Gotta listen for my metal detector. Because we're eternally hoping for some coins to pop up. Damn, I'm getting lucky with lockpicks. The cloister immediately draws the cloister. Might as well. Who cares about the corridor, right? The walk-in closet would be good for items. I gotta find out about the secret entrance, though. I guess the reveal here is just that I was right to think that... So face-to-face with Angel, is it these spots? Oh yeah, you click. There's no indication that you're even interacting with it. Okay. I've been wondering about this, because there's dig spots in here, and I'm like, how do you reach them? Is it decorative? This is... oh, an allowance. I just got 3 allowance tokens in one fucking level. I just walked like 2 rooms away and got another one. I'm 25 now. This is absurd. I went so long without permanently increasing anything. My 1 allowance was like the first time I went into the root cellar, actually, right? That's an odd bit of symmetry. I summoned the root cellar, which is the first time... I think that's where that was, the puzzle box. And I discovered 3 puzzle boxes this run. Not puzzle... well, not puzzle... this one was a puzzle box. This one's just a token on its own. That actually stands out, too. They've always been puzzle boxes, except this one. Mr. Nogula. I guess it's an O. The little squiggle is at the bottom of the letter, not the top, so it should be an A, not an O, right? If you were reading this, it seems the day has finally come, and the cloister is at long last getting some much overdue maintenance. I have left you a literal token of appreciation to serve as positive reinforcement, which should grant you a bit of extra spending money each day while working at the estate. I have learned from our dealings with your predecessor that it is much cheaper in the long run to be generous. Mrs. Babbage. Oh, what's going on down there? CXET? What? Okay. CXET. I drew a little diagram rectangle that has CXET in those corners to just kind of guess at that. Although it might be the splotches might be that of like a map, like of the local area. We can't like crouch or zoom in on it or anything. No idea what that means, if anything. Huh. Okay, good to know. The funny thing is I never noticed the stuff on the back of the statue. I don't think I did. I think it's because I recognized what this room was like and shaped like, and then I just kind of moved on and went back to like just processing my surroundings as gameplay mechanics. And didn't necessarily try to circle around it while staring at its back. I already suspected you could get there because of the dig spots, but that would have really been an indicator that you could go there, as if I recognized it had an allowance token that have really incentivized me wanting to get there in a very memorable way. Although I still wouldn't have anything actionable. The pump room. The corridor. The pump room is what I want. I want the pump room, and then I want that to join it to the boiler room. And I don't have a dice, so I just gotta pray that I draw the. Please dig up some dice. Gotta just pray that I draw the boiler room right now. It's the best I can do. The inability to control that is brutal. The boiler room is a mean mechanic in a lot of ways. But it's rare, right? Ah. Oh no, it's also dead ends. Alright, the nursery is basically useless to me. The storeroom is not that good because I have keys and it'd be hard to run out of gems in the next few rooms. But this is also just a key and a key. I should do the music room because it might give me a... it might give me the room to the vault, ideally. What's that? A Sanctum key? Sanctum key. Unlocks one of 8 door. Oh. Oh. Okay. That's gotta be for the weird room with the locked doors where the underground key is. Oh, I also opened this up, which is nice. Oh. I did luck my way into the antechamber at the end of the day. So if I go underground, I can pull the lever down there and use the Sanctum key to open one of the doors that's in there. And then I can come back up here and go in this door and actually see what's inside here, I think. Unless it just triggers the ending sequence again. I've never actually been inside that room. That's like a weird thing that happens. It triggered the credits. But I haven't actually been inside this room. What are you detecting? Coin. That's fine. What even happens if I come here? The basement key... Yeah. The basement key is not here right now. It's in check. But the door stayed open, right? I can just use the basement key if I want to access the fountain door? I already opened that, right? Yeah. Okay, so I never got the battery to make the super hammer, which I would like. And yeah, I wasn't able to connect the pump room to the thing. Damn it! I wanted to open all the chests downstairs. We have a lot of steps, and we have money to buy more steps, and I have the sneakers, so I should be able to get around pretty reasonably. We still also have a lot of exploring to do, so I'm going to keep doing that for now. But so I need to remember the magnifying glass. Hello? Gotta remember the magnifying glass and maybe the super hammer, but also the ability to get the into the secret room potentially. Let's see what else I draw. I still have a lot of opportunity to draw a lot of remaining rooms actually. Oh, the wine cellar's a dead end for 3 gems. Spread keys throughout the house. Or the corridor. I think I'd rather spend the corridor so I don't have to spend a gem at least. Give me the chance to draw more cool stuff up here. And this is guaranteed to not be locked, so that's nice. Always or always unlocked. Kind of nice. Turn all of my money into keys or gems. But I might be out of chances to spend gems soon, so maybe don't care. I might just put down the West Wing Hall. Just so I don't spend the gems. Just to give me another chance at drawing a high-level room. That might be good. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Might even be the attic. I was tempted to do a little tempted by the laundry room, because if I turn all of my money into gems, then I don't have to worry about it. Or turn all of my keys into gems, because I'm not going to spend, given the situation with how these are low rank, I probably won't spend 4 keys. So but 7 gems I could technically still run out of, especially since some of them are expensive. So swapping the 2 would be kind of nice. I was hoping on, I was holding the idea of drawing something cool here. I guess the walk-in closet's 4 items. I still might get some of the items I'm looking for. A cupcake? A vault key! Oh, thank God. Okay, that's a thing to do. And then 10 steps is a cupcake? Okay. I need to open a little document here. Notepad. Vault 304. Magnifying glass. Sanctum key. And final lever. There we go. And now maybe add more to that as I go. I'm just like, I need temporary notes. I don't want to. The thing holding me back from writing them in my physical notes is that I don't want to have notes about this run in my journal, because I then have to like deal with a bunch of old notes that cease being relevant after each run. But I'm like, this. I officially have enough shit to keep track of right now that I am getting like a headache trying to hold it a moment. What's going on here? Oh, I've never done this one before. Hang on. What? Let's get back to my painting page. There it is. There's so many pages just for this game right now. So next over here is the plane and the lantern. I've never figured out what that one means. This one is... Oh, that's easy. It's a chief and a chef. Yeah. Chief, chef. The letter is I. Gah. Which means I need to then go update my second page that actually has the real things. I space I blank we. Okay, reasonably the antechamber does not have a letter unless it's a secret one, like, or it's A or something. There's no paintings in the antechamber ever, and you can't place anything else there. So if we go by that, then maybe the first row is 2 words that are 2 letters each. In which case, the overall clue might be, if we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. I still have 5 blanks in there, so I'm guessing the letters in those lines, but each one of them is a single isolated missing letter where everything else seems pretty filled in. So I'm probably right about what all of those mean too. So that's all a good sign. Alright. Let's try to keep track of all of my remaining goals. Also, the room south of me should also be unsolved. I just don't get to the top left corner that often. Let's see. Chart, crate. Crate, create. Like create value. Box. Stock. If I think that the missing letter is F, then how would these two be separated by the word F? Freight. F-R-E-I-G-H-T. Right, freight. I don't see how to get an F there. I don't know what this one is at all though. Let's see. Chart and box. Just kind of like writing the note, the smaller note I do sometimes indicate I don't know what the word's connection is, but I can at least tell myself what the drawings were of for future reference. Okay, the game's kind of chugging right now, maybe because I keep, they're going for a while. Let's see. So I still want the thing. So these two I can't reach, so we're not doing a full layout this time, unfortunately. I also got even more items, but they still have not amounted to giving me a battery. And now I wonder if I can't get a battery because I have too many items in my inventory. Maybe. I can't afford the showroom, really. So, Vault 304. Yeah, let's go across to the vault, maybe? Or is that a good use of my time? I'm going to go back to the drafting studio after I get the magnifying glass. So let's not go to the vault yet, because those are joined goals. Let's go to the commissary before I go to there. And the commissary is by the foundation. So me getting the magnifying glass is tied to me reaching the Sanctum key and the final lever. Okay, so yeah, I want to go to the commissary next, or maybe the workshop for the purposes of continuing my build, which is also by the commissary. So that's the most reasonable use of my steps. Alright. I had to group my goals and plan them together so I don't start running back and forth 17 times. Fruit. Was that always there? Fruit doesn't spawn, right? I don't think fruit spawns. Unless something tells me it did. But I don't think anything I did said that it would. Let's see. Tomato soup. For every red room in your house, +5. Has tomato soup? Wait. I'll just get it because it's cheap, so who cares? So it's a lot of steps. 15, yay! I think tomato soup has been a clue in this run. Not this run. Tomato soup came up at some point. Fuck. Why did tomato soup come up? I remember that, don't I? Okay, that wasn't there before. Why is food spawning? Did I just forget that I did that somehow? Maybe. Foundations this way. And workshop up there. Let's go ahead and finish my layout first. Oh, there's the money. I know why that one's there. Still says E. Sledgehammer plus broken lever. That's interesting. No, it's not. That's the one I'm trying to make. Shovel. Shovel plus broken lever is also a thing. I can make the dowsing rod, which isn't useful but might give me fewer slots. Shovel plus metal detector, is that different from shovel plus dowsing rod? Maybe. I guess let's learn. Because yeah, it was the compass that made the dowsing rod, right? Is this gonna be is this gonna be a super shovel? Looks like a super shovel. Detector shovel. Greater chance of finding money and keys. Much greater chance of finding money and keys while digging. Okay, so that's the one where you get to keep digging. That's great. Hopefully the metal detector still works, but it's not the end of the day. I already tried the sledgehammer. Broken lever is ready to combine with either of them. And pendant with anything? No. Lockpicks? Yeah, there's not that many combinations because the thing says there's only 8 contraptions. We just learned a new one. Don't know how much more dig spot we'll find, but... Security, finally. It's funny. I'm not gonna get to go left no matter what. Library lets me get a rarer room on top of the other one that gave me a rarer room. Security should be useless to me at this point. Guess I'll do the library. Do I have a book today? I do have a book today. Oof, let's finish my little path here first, and then I might take a break for like dinner or something, and then come back to read the book on the way back physically. Oh, a bookshop. Laboratory, don't need that right now. The mail room. Let me think hard about what I'm trying to spawn today. Am I forgetting anything? Because this is my last chance. Wait, can I? Yeah, the bookshop turns right. I might be able to buy a book I don't own yet. I probably won't have enough money to go the other way. I want to check the mail in the mail room. But that's also an exhausting amount of reading to do back and forth between the mail room and the library. Did I ever generate? Wow, I have no bedrooms today. It was after the second one, so I have not generated a single experimental mail today. So if I get the mail room, it gives me a package tomorrow, but aside from that, the only benefit is that it might have mail from previous runs, if that part's permanent, which I don't necessarily know if it is. But bookshop might let me buy a new book, but I don't know if I can afford it. Let's find out. Are there any left that I can afford? A new clue is 50. History of India, first edition is 50. I need 10 more coins. I might have those because I generated them around the house already. Also, this room might give me one. Let's find out. One last chance. Lockpick worked. Ah, trash. I can generate 1 billion keys for no reason, with no way to use them. Spread some gems I don't need. Or the guest bedroom for some steps, which I don't want to run out of them, but I have 75, so I'm probably good. The patio has dig spots, so I guess I'll do that. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe there'll be good dig spots. Old tin can. Old rusty nail. Well, it did have dig spots, and they sucked. The end. Here's a gem. What an exciting ending. Okay, not the end of the world. I might make some money for the bookshop. In which case it'll be a long run to get back here, probably. And then there's the break room all the way down there. If I want to end my run there, which would be good. Alright, hoping my computer doesn't randomly die on me, or the game crash or anything. But I'm going to take a break, because this run's been going for a while. And I haven't stood up for a while. And then I'll read this book when I get back. How long is this episode? I feel like it's been a while. Dinner achieved. Oof. Alright. Realm and Rune, Sigils of the Past and Present by Professor R. Willard. Hey, it's me, November 30th. So that one screen gave us a view of what it's like in the 9 hallways once again, but once again I didn't draw the 7 doors. 9 hallways. What does that remind me of? I don't even know. But we didn't actually draw the 7-door thing. So once again, don't get to use the information. Introduction. Oh. Right, this is the damaged book we found earlier. This is the full version of it. Okay. When the scholars of the First Era found any hidden things, either at a natural source or resulting from creations of man, they were accustomed to record these in various signs with the aid of figures. They did this in order that the sigils of the realm might not be understood by strangers. Historically speaking, sigils are not a new tradition. They have been found in every era and every culture and predate both written text and heraldic arts. However, today, when we use the term sigil, we are referring specifically to realm sigils, those crude circular marks of designation found on royal artifacts, buildings, and other documents. This book was written to make simple the understanding of these fascinating glyphs, and to clearly display the correlation between each sigil and the iconography of that realm's royal art. How is the image of a leafless burning tree seen in geometric lines, and what does that tell us of a kingdom's history? Each line, each circle, each variation tells a story of the land, even when the adorned borders around the sigils have a special meaning. The sigil. To understand a realm sigil, we must first dismantle the symbol and identify the individual elements that make up the whole. Each sigil is composed of 4 things: the core, the dividing lines, the rays, the moats, and the border. At the center of each sigil is a unique shape, different for each realm. If the core gives us a name, then the rest of the sigil tells us the history behind the name. Still, it is important to be able to identify and distinguish the core as a first step in deciphering any sigil, as all the other parts are meaningless if we don't first know the place we are describing. So it's Orinda Ares, Fen Ares, Araya, and Cora Rika and Arch Ares. Let's see. Orinda Ares, Fen Ares, Cor Arica, Arch Ares, Uriah. Definitely have seen the names before, didn't necessarily have them filled in before. Just a little hard to keep track of. Like, I wasn't gonna confidently recall them on the spot. I wrote those down because I already transcribed most of that previously, and wanted to just fill in the words. But at this point, it's like, I think I'll just give myself permission to look up this book in my own recordings and stuff like that in the future. instead of trying to transcribe it if we do need information from it. So now we can identify what all these shapes mean out of context. Spouting forth in the core will come several dividing lines, splitting the sigil into pieces. From one sigil to another, the rays will often differ in number, style, and form. Studying the differences in these lines will immediately reveal several things about the realm. Transportation. Counting the number of dividing lines in a sigil will reveal to us what method of transportation was prevalent in the realm. Were they a seaside kingdom that relied on ships, or a desert domain that might have employed camels across the sandy expanse of their land? The number of them does that? It's like 8 degrees of freedom or 6 degrees of freedom type thing. It's like naval capabilities. They can just do absolutely everything. Is that one? Naval capabilities, ship routes, seaports. The 8 rays on these sigils represent both the directions on a compass rose. Then a X is roads, streets, carriages. The 4 rays look like crosses on a map. Horseback, rough trails. Another sigil that uses 4 rays. However, these will always be configured to suggest horse galloping. Is that what it's supposed to be? I guess. Yeah. I associate it with a horizon line, like a road going onto the horizon, which I guess would also be roads up there, but it gives you like a frontiersman vibe. Train system, locomotion. 3 rays here are used in sigils for realms that rely on track-based travel. They don't really explain why it's Y-shaped, but to me it's because like rails have Y-shaped splits where the different railroads intersect. Because they have to have a really acute angle so that the train can transfer, and it can only do that in one direction, so it has to like stop and reverse if it wants to do the other side. Aviation, dirigibles, balloons. The 5 rays here suggest travel above the horizon. That's all the more reason why the other one looks like a horizon to me. Camels, pack mules, arid or desert trails. 2 rays indicate a flat terrain. I guess it's just the desert version of horseback, essentially. Whereas horseback is rough terrain. Turtleback travel. 5 short rays that do not fully extend to the core of the border. They travel on turtles. Just casually introducing the idea that they're setting as giant turtles that people taxi around on. Weather, the style of ray. Yeah, straight is lacking unusual things. The lines on the end means fog. Wavy is heat. 3 lines is rain. Zigzag is stormy. Yeah, we knew most of these. Never knew what these were, what foggy was yet. Tribal, agricultural, martial, metropolitan, academic, industrial, spiritual, poetic. So we have what we need to identify this stuff mostly. Yeah, this is all the stuff we've mostly seen. The colors being consistent. Putting it all together. Fen areas, the Grand Realm. Transportation, road/carriage, foggy, militaristic, red banner. So that's us, basically. Fen areas where we are. This is a foggy, militaristic, road-based zone. That's the last page. All right. Not as much of a commitment as I thought it might be, but when I left to take a break, which I still have more to do this run anyway, I had failed to recognize that it's the symbol book from earlier. But now we've seen the full version, so now I have permission to myself to like document that somewhere and fully use that information anytime in the future. Who knows if we'll ever have it or not. Did I ever... It's important to keep in mind. Black Queen is in the study. And her ladyship. So, yeah, no bedrooms here. And I don't think I ever placed the study. Just being sure, since my build is done now. Looks like a no. Uh-huh. Okay. Not much money either. So the question right now is whether or not I will make $10 more. My remaining goals are the vault, the magnifying glass, sanctum key, final lever. So I can do... Down at the commissary, I can grab the magnifying glass, which I should do. So that'll be at the expense of me being able to get a book unless I get even more money. Game's kind of run like shit. I think I'm gonna restart it after this run. I think I've been just letting it sit for too long. And I've done a little too much multitasking, perhaps. Ooh, some of the money is spawned in here. Hello. And even more fruit. There's something I did must have spawned more fruit. Oh my god, the game's not doing well. Alright, magnifying glass. So I now have more money than I had when I entered this room, so that was ironic with me talking about running out of money. Let's go to the foundation. Let me change the magnifying glass thing to drawing room safe. There we go. That's what was up here, right? Drafting studio. Drafting studio safe. My bad. I mix them up constantly. I cannot keep them straight. It's funny. Oopsie. Okay. Let's go down here and get into the inner sanctum. I will use one of the key I just got, which will free up an inventory spot, and I'll also open the lever, which will give us access to room 46 again, which is wild. This has been kind of a wild run with how things have been going. Let's see here. Just let me go down there. Yeah. Where am I? Yeah, that's where I want to go. That's good. Should be able to just walk right over there from the inside part of right here, I think. Yep. So while it's positioned here, I don't even have to move things around. Oh, I didn't even see the side hallway. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull this. And now we have 8 doors. Slash roll 1d8. Do it. Website 3. Let's open door 3. If they're even like equally door-y. I don't currently have a reason to suspect any particular door. Picking one at random was kind of fun. Should have a dice ready. Okay, we just read the book about this stuff. How well do I remember it? I did skip most of those pages. It's a sea travel one. No distinguishing weather. The rest I don't remember off the top of my head right now. No, that's not snow, is it? Yeah, that is... Yeah, that's snow for the outside bit. It's Arch Aries. That's the mountain. That much is my physical notes. Arch Aries, snow, sea travel. I think that might be the... I don't remember what the star means necessarily. But if we need this information, we can definitely get it without much difficulty. Oh. Got it. So that information's relevant, huh? It's relevant right now. Seconds later. Okay. Got it. Let me cut this recording so I can access my own recording I just was making. Okay, very chaotically. I now have my own... Wait, is this the right? This is not the right recording. There we go. I have the recording I was just making open. Oops. Okay, there we go. Funnily enough, this might be the example at the end. No, that was Fen Aries. Let's see what I can change. So it's changing what type of transportation, I think. This chases the outline. I guess the question is, what do I know about Arch Ares? The example at the beginning of the book is Fen Ares, and the example at the end of the book is... trying to scroll through my own thing here. I think they're both Fen Ares? Yeah, it shows Fen Ares twice. Do I have to put in each sigil over the course of the stuff at the end of the game here? What do I know about Arch Ares? I don't think I'm ready to do this. I think we might have to just accept that this is here and just kind of let it be, which is fine. A little anticlimactic, but I mean, now we know what's here. It's normal to not be ready to find out what's in each room. So inside this room is just one of the kingdoms. And if I put in the symbol, I'll reach across this room and get to that walkway back there, and something will happen. So that's cool. I guess this is my next major goal then, is these doorways, which look wild. So we're getting into the inner sanctum, these 8 doors. Okay, so I need to learn more about Arch Ares. And maybe the other ones do too, but there's 8 doors. I only have 5 named kingdoms, so I don't know if they're completely different puzzles that themselves culminate over a bunch of stuff. 2 of the vault doors are open. It's already pulled this thing, yeah. Can you put it back up? Wait. Oh, and that just closes again. That's funny. Why would you do that? Maybe there's a reason. That's what makes me wonder. Okie dokie, so that's, I got the magnifying glass and the Sanctum key and the final lever. So then, let's delete Sanctum key from my notes. And then add final lever, room 46. There we go. So now we'll head right back up there, and I'll visit those 3 locations. Vault 304, the drafting studio safe, and room 46. I'm wondering about this still. It's a red door, and all you get is this. It indicates some kind of, like, probably powering it. And there's nothing else around here. There's no interaction, no spot to use a key, so I would figure it's a remote thing that you do. I just gotta hope that I recognize somewhere in the game what interacts with that. Hopefully it looks similar. Just want to finish off that water level and destroy all those lockboxes. I don't even know if there's anything special in them. It might just be the chance to open up a lot of lockboxes and be like, yeah! Which, like, could be crazy. Considering how the pump stuff works, if you succeed at doing that, it would stay that way from run to run. So as long as you don't want to change the water level elsewhere, you can just leave it like that, and then every time you get a sledgehammer, just go to these foundation, go down there and open up those boxes. That could be a significant boost of how easy future levels get for the rest of the game. So I'd love that. Room 46, Vault, Studio. Okay, so they're all together. We're not going to want to go through the chapel. I didn't find any money in this process. Maybe the vault will have a lot of money. But short of that, I might not be buying anything else. I have a lot of steps, though. So if I do make a bunch of money from the vault, I could potentially run all the way up to the bookstore and buy a new clue. Regardless of how silly the long run back turns out to be. Never got the sledgehammer I wanted. I don't think that the vault's gonna give me the battery. That sucks. Yeah, I was hoping to find the, I kept hoping to find the, what's it called? The battery via the attic. Oh, it immediately comes on the screen. Oh, okay. I don't remember. November 7th. That's not a good sign. Is it backwards? Okay, well, that's a bad sign. What's the clue again? If we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. Count small gates. Oh. There's 5 small gates? Oh. 8 small gates. 3 on the brick wall, 2 on the picket fence that we can see, and 3 on this rock wall, stone wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. 1108? Maybe. This would be a chance to use the original version of gates instead of the awkward one. And there it is. Okay. Whew. What the fuck is this run? And I'm still gonna get to room 46 on top of everything else? It's also small. Got it. Oh, this looks annoying to read. Okay. Yep. November 8th. Uncle, in a few hours we are departing. As planned, we will be taking the old mountain way tunnels to the north. We'll go as far as we can by trolley until the rails give out. Then we'll proceed on foot until we reach the southern border. I've never been as excited, nervous, and heartbroken. I may never know if I've made the right decisions, but I've made the ones I felt my father might have nodded in approval at. I'm leaving a message for Simon here in the safe house. This unhallowed cavern that we have called home for the last year. If something should happen to me, please guide him to this place. Try to show him what these lost days were all for. So it's definitely from our mom. Explain to him, if you can, the intersection between foolishness and doctrine, the thin wire we stood upon, above the world, holding hands and throwing stones. Holding hands and throwing stones. In those days we were guilty of everything. As always, Mary. Holding hands and throwing stones. In those days we were guilty of everything. I don't know if they're going for that, but as a gay person, that is a wild couple of lines. Jesus Christ. Holding hands and throwing stones. In those days we were guilty of everything. That is a Stonewall was a riot-ass quote. Jeez. Here we go. Which number was that? 5. Let's add that to the notes, even though I don't know if there's a reason to. I started the table, so I'll keep it going. So room 5, drafting studio. Drawing and drafting both had red letters, as it turns out. Oh, I got those both today, didn't I? How long has this session been going? I feel like I've been playing for hours and hours, and I'm used to that being multiple days worth of gameplay, and I think I'm just recording like a single Nightmare Mega episode today. That's 6 letters. But now, right when I'm getting close to finishing that, then I opened up a new door. I was wondering if those doors were going to be things that open at some point. Immediately it feels like that, but there was no like interaction with them. So part of me that plays a lot of indie games is almost ready just to dismiss it as being like a background visual of like, wow, look at this crazy, yeah, so doors, that's aesthetically on cue. Think about all these times I reached the ending of an indie game and you walk down a hallway full of TVs that are stacked on top of each other, and there's eyes on the TVs wobbling around, and there might be like graffiti on the wall that says, "You did this." I played like 5 games that have that level near the end of it. So it's like I'm a little ready for like that kind of aesthetic to pop up, like, oh, crazy, all these doors, whoa, and not actually question it too much. But I'm like, of course it's important. Everything in this game does something. Of course the doors would be openable. I just had nothing. I had no indication on how to proceed there, so it's just news to me. A Sanctum key. Okay. There's a whole category of key now. And all I have to do is reach the foundation. So I just need to, like, keep playing and keep trying to get Sanctum keys. So that's a strong incentive to spawn the locksmith now. The locksmith just became way more important to the long term, because even if I don't need it for this run right now, I could potentially buy a Sanctum key. And that's a big deal. I want a Sanctum key. It's already kind of interesting because I wanted vault keys, but yeah. Okay, so I can remove the drafting studio from my to-do list. Now I'm down to Vault 304 and Room 46. Here's the vault. If I'm lucky, the vault will give me money, in which case I can probably buy another book. Which should probably be in my notes, technically. Vault 304. Upgrade disc. It's been so long. I haven't had one of those in ages. 3 of those. A passport? Ben Aries, okay. Should probably try to draw this. Ben Aries. Circle inside of it. Windy, then diagonal, fog. Why am I drawing this? I just remembered that it's on it's literally on the cover of that book. Oh well. I've already basically done it. Because I'm doing it in shorthand, so a little bit of squiggly fog. Do the X, because that part's important. Oh, the middle has to have the... that shape. Okay. There's technically an outline around it. Why not? Okay. So it has the 5-sided shape. It has 4 in a diagonal X. They have fog on them. There's wind on the outside. Yeah, okay. Good enough. But yeah, maybe there's more passports around and that lets me solve some of this stuff. International passport, diplomatic pass 455, FA 815112. Jean Ribbon. That's not your name. So she has a 3rd name. Nationality Arisian. Born 1956. Expires in 94. So she got this ID in 84. About 10 years ago, I think. I think it's is it 1993 right now? So this ID is about to expire right now. Also, wait, also it's here. Hang on a minute. I was like, oh, this is the AI, this is the ID she used to escape the country, but I'm like, but it's here. Doesn't entirely make sense. But that's important. Ben Aries. Okay. I guess I shouldn't have expected a red letter in here because it's not date-based. But you get 3 gems and you get an upgrade disc. We still want to look out for vault keys because this is 304. I have been in a different... No, I haven't been in a different... I've gotten a different vault key before. So we know that there's at least one more vault key, maybe more. And I'm especially excited because they might have these keys. Okay, so now it's time to go to room 46, but only after I use the upgrade disc, obviously. So that's great news. The upgrade discs are exciting. I want to know what it does. Oops. You do it like this. There you go. Separate button. What room's it gonna be? The cloister. Okay, the cloister doesn't do much yet. So I wonder what you can add to it. Cloister of Mila. Find an extra item in each bedroom you draft from this cloister. Cloister of Vaya. Find 8 dirt piles in each room with a fireplace you draft from this cloister. That's specific. Okay. Cloister Arena. Raise your luck with each green room you draft from this cloister. What is luck? What? I've never encountered that mechanic before. That is interesting. I don't really know what rooms have fireplaces. And dirt piles require the shovel. Bedrooms are often dead ends, or not really helpful, or rooms I might have tried to play sooner, because the cloister is kind of a later room for me most of the time. Whereas green rooms, I may have already drawn a thing that makes playing green rooms more common. There might be synergy there, and I'm also just I want to know what luck is. I don't know what luck is. Raise my luck. Permanently, temporarily? Is there a stat for it somewhere? Is it listed over here, maybe? Like alongside your keys? No, not your dice? Like a weird category of maybe currency that like doesn't even appear until you earn it or something. Let's see, I can close my to-do list now because we're pretty much just down to oops. Go to the antechamber. The vault did not give me money. So I can't afford the bookshop or the showroom. I can afford stuff in the kitchen, but it's just food. And the commissary won't affect this run. I already bought everything except for gems, I think. Thanks to the moon pendant, I'll keep 2 items in my inventory, but we don't know which ones, and I don't have a coat check with which to control which ones. The main thing is just to, if I have plenty footsteps. Because the one thing is I want to walk down to the break room to rest there if this room doesn't end my run again. So we'll find out. Take another look at the showroom just in case I can afford something, but I think the stuff costs like 50 here. Yeah. Yeah, the ornate compass costs 50. Being able to rotate floor plans would be pretty nice, especially if you could keep it permanently. No. Can't. It's weird having this much money and not being able to buy anything with it. I guess we'll go up to the antechamber. So go to the antechamber, see if it lets me do anything in that room, since the cutscene cut me off last time, and then if my run doesn't end after that, I will then return to the break room to rest so that I have a... Ooh, a gem. Was that there the first time? Maybe. I was distracted, probably. And I might have been hoping for the ping noises. Right, I have to go around this side. Yeah, if I get to use the break room, I'll have 3 items. Because I'll have the 2 from my necklace, 2 from the pendant, and then I'll get the room on. I'll get the security card on top of that. Here I am. Is that me, Simon Jones? Why did it cut me off last time I tried to come here? Like, the cutscene cuts you off before you get to look inside the room. I still didn't know whether or not I'd be able to come in here or if it was going to stop me. Epson and Sinclair. Hope there's another security thing. Oh. 8 realms in 8 months. Is this a puzzle? I need to number the 8 realms. Okay. God, my cursed ass handwriting just destroying things. I assumed nothing was going to happen if I just... Oh, it's going to create an outline. Where's the leftover shit, realm? Up here? No. Okay, you can put them in the same realm twice. Okay, so now the school is really valuable because I can try to solve whatever's going on here. There must be some sort of travel guide or plan somebody has about the realms. So what this is telling me is this is probably gonna, the outline is probably gonna make a shape. At the moment, I don't currently know what to expect from it. Marigold. It's specifically the missing signifier. Oh. Rose and apple. You'll get another upgrade disc. Serial killer writing. Blue crown. The crown of the blueprints. The former ruby crown of Orinda Ares. Recently set with freshly cut sapphires. The first time you draw a red room while drafting, you may remove it from today's draft pool. If you do, gain 1 gem and redraw floor plans. And now it's in my inventory. Which maybe I'll get to keep it next run, we'll see. So you can just banish a red room once per run. I guess this is helpful because if it's like a reward for if you get to the antechamber too early. If you go here early in your run, you can then keep building your castle, but you get to destroy one of the red rooms in your deck. Which would be useful, although a little hard to get here that early, but who knows. And maybe it enters the item pool now, or maybe you always have to get it right here. Is that another Sanctum key? Okay, so here is where I'd be introduced to the Sanctum key, is when I reasonably try to get to room 46 again to check out the inside. I would get a Sanctum key and and then I'd go use that. So I guess I'm gonna go back and use this one now. So I now have a second one. Okay, when you get too many items, they shrink. Because I now have too many items for the previous resolution, and now they've just shrunken to be smaller. That makes sense. Now I can stop worrying about that. Okay. The first key found here on the furthest rank. I've got that. The second locked tight in the vault of a bank. That's the one I just got a second ago. Okay, so I can cross those two out. The third is high up among all the clocks. The fourth down below beneath all the docks. It's in the pit that I'm trying to get access to. Okay. High up among the clocks. The fifth is held by a king on his throne. There's a throne. The sixth in a station left by one of your own. Station. Seventh is major if you draft it. The seventh is major if you draft it quite late. And the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. Are they implying that when you open 7 of them, you can just reach the last one because of those, what looks like the passageways behind them, maybe? It sounds like there's a specific thing about there being 8 keys, but one of them is hard, one of them is unreasonable to get in a way that matches the way that earlier. Open up Earth View and paste this for later. There you go. In a way similar to how they claim I'll only find 7 of the 8 letters. I gotta talk to the fortune teller guy again. I've still only had 3 of his visions. I assume there's more. I have no idea how many there are though. Okay, so we have clues about where the Sanctum keys are. They're all unique. Yeah, that makes sense. So locksmith doesn't necessarily matter then, because we're not necessarily going to get a Sanctum key from that randomization, unless this indicates in any way that I might. They all sound unique. A throne, a station. The 7th is major if you draft it quite late. Major makes me think of the major minor key. I still haven't figured out the major minor key or the sheet music clue. So we need to figure that out. Let's see. I got a lot of goals. I did not get a new upgrade key, which is what I was hoping to also get when I get into a room like this. Oops. The secret room is not as secure as you thought. We have your letters. 8 letters, 8 payments, 100 gold. Instructions to follow. 100 gold. So somebody stole the letters as blackmail, and then they paid them 100 gold each to get them back, I guess. Because I have them here. This freaking serial killer magazine font. Unnecessary. Just weird behavior. I can't open this book, so this book's not readable. Is there anything to inspect on this thing? I don't know. Nothing stands out as weird. I mean, besides it being a serial killer letter, I don't see anything weird in the letters. This is definitely curious, but I don't think I currently have anything to do with, to guess about that. But it does further indicate the idea that there are 8 realms worth of data to gather, probably from the classrooms again, and the book only showing 5 is just kind of their own bias or whatever. What do I do now? I think I'm done, right? Ready to go back? Oh yeah, the Sanctum key. Before I gotta do the Sanctum key before I go back and then rest at the break room to get to keep my key card. You know, I've been here for a while when I'm mostly running on autopilot through the layout because I know what it is mostly. I'm sad I didn't get to break that wall down, but you know, at this point, if I accomplished more of the things I could have accomplished in this run, it would have been fucking comical. Like, that safe's open. And also, every one of these safes that I've learned how to open is itself a chance to... So we're gonna go this way. They are all themselves a chance for me to... let's go over here. Get even more gems. So my gem economy gets better the more of these I learn. I also, my economy got better. I just got an increase of allowance by 6, which is an entire item's worth. I mean, they're 4 or 5. They're 4, 8, 4, 6, or 8 in price. So most of them, except for maybe like I think the shovel, I can now get just from that amount alone. Or is, I don't remember if the shovel or the sledgehammer is the one that's 8. Let me down there. Okay, so I was right to be interested in that place. They see me jogging. I'm exhausted. I'm embarrassing in motion. Ta-da! Alright. Well. RNG again? 6. If I knew the clue was going to happen, I would have opened the door that each one matched so I could keep track of the poem just in case, but it's already broken and out. And you could maybe mend this if I happen to get 3 soon, but it could also be the last one I get, so it might always be wrong anyway. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Let's go, RNG! I screenshot the rules, the clues, so I can just go through and fix them up. That is the shield from Halo. Yeah, I don't know this one. That's alright. The main thing is that we're opening the doors right now. I think I'll keep an eye out for any of this intel now that we know it's significant. But for now, it doesn't really matter because these should stay. Oh god, they do stay open, right? I hope so. They hope they stay open forever. I guess if they don't stay open forever, we'll find out the moment I try to turn in a different Sanctum key later. but we're learning how to get to each Sanctum key. So once I have the information I need to open them, I'll also be able to recreate the steps of getting each key if I need them again, but I feel like they'll just let me keep them. I should have read the note closely to see if it said permanently or not, but I don't remember if the basement key said permanently either. I don't know. It would be nice of them to stay open permanently, because is it really that necessary to make me re-earn each one? Some of them are not that bad, like, I mean, room 46 is a challenge, but we know how to do it. The vault is a bit of a dick move if it closes again, because you have to RNG into getting a vault key. So having that Sanctum key close again would be rough. Anything stupid to buy with my money? Bing, bing, bing. Ta-da! I did it. Where are those upgrade discs? I think the store just bugged that one time when it showed upgrade discs, but wouldn't let me buy them. But maybe I think that means that I should expect upgrade discs are in the pool somewhere. They didn't look like they were bugged out, like they were replacing another item cosmetically. They looked like they were placed on the shelf accordingly for visibility. But it's weird that I can't buy them. Let's see, so zigzag, 2, then 2, then 2. Get me back to the break room, I can rest, and then maybe restart my computer because this game seems mad at me. I wonder how much money I've lost this run to that room, because I've run through it so many times. Money has just not really been my concern this run. It could have been, but I just can't find a way to spend it. Just casually picking up more gems still. I have 11 gems! I didn't even do any of the tricks. Oh wait, I'm already here. Yeah. I didn't do any of the tricks this time. Like, I didn't use the laundry room. I just have that many gems. That's insane. I hope I can keep that going. Alright, well, let's take a break. And render a very long video. I don't even know how long. I took breaks. Archaeological shopping center. 39 excavated dig spots and 4 shop rooms. Uh-huh. I literally did not generate any mail with the special rule that I generated, which is very funny. 4 new rooms. The solarium, the dovecote. I'm not sure what other ones. Trying to look through. I'm not sure. There might be variations or something. Yeah, I don't know what 4 new rooms means. Oh, the closed exhibit and the showroom. Right, those 2. Damn, I did play place 4 new rooms this run. Wow. All right. Well, this has reinvigorated me a bit when I've had some runs where I feel like I might get diminishing returns. This was the most progress we've ever made in any run. I'm pretty sure. Jeez.